So during the 90s there was this pretty popular kart racing game that I don't even need to mention because I'm sure you all know. But SEGA decided they needed to capitalize on this new trend with Sonic Drift for the SEGA Game Gear. Never heard of it? Well, it only released in Japan for the longest time and we didn't get it until Sonic Mega Collection Plus, and it's unlockable in Sonic Adventure DX on GameCube. And when you start the game there are only 3 cups, all based off of different Chaos Emeralds. You can unlock the 4th one if you beat all 3 of them. There's a grand total of 4 racers in this game: Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Robotnik. He's called Eggman because, you know, it was released in Japan. There are 6 tracks, you go through all of them in a cup. There's Green Hill, Marble, Spring Yard, Labyrinth, Starlight, and Scrap Rain. They're all based off of Sonic 1 on the Genesis. Now, first I want to talk about the music because that's like really the only thing I like about this game. And there aren't any remixes or anything. It's all original pieces, although there is one, and that's the Invincibility theme, which is yet another remix of You Can Do Anything from Sonic CD. Now this gameplay, I mean, it's your average kart racer game, you know, use items to your advantage, try and get in first place, and maneuver around the track. Now this game isn't called Sonic Drift for nothing because you have to take these turns so tight, and the problem with taking these turns is that the horizon, or draw distance rather, is too short, and that means that you're just going to be having these really tight turns that you need to take on the spot come at you, and you have like no time to react to them. Now you could look at the minimap, but you're constantly looking up at the top of the screen, so it's kind of distracting from the track. And another problem is it might not look bad on like a computer monitor or a TV screen, but on an actual Game Gear, trying to look at the minimap and with how much of the screen it takes up, it just ruins the experience more. Now with the 4 characters, I didn't mention this, but they all specialize in one trait, but like their differences are so minor that it's barely even worth mentioning, because you can't even tell really. So yeah, I mean, you know, everything else is just basic racing game stuff. At the end of the cup you'll see where you place, and if you get first in all 3 of them you get another one, which is just the exact same thing but harder. Now if you're an arcade game aficionado you might notice that this game looks a lot like Pole Position, and yeah, you're right to make that claim, but this game is just like way worse. Sorry if I sound harsh in this game, I don't really like it, and for Sonic's first attempt at a racing game it isn't very good. It did get a sequel, I think a year later, that did come to North America, and it's actually pretty decent. So don't play Sonic Drift. And that's all I really have to say about it, although there is a really stupid thing that people mention with Sonic racing games that I need to bring up. They talk about, why is Sonic in a car? Can't he just run on foot and beat everybody that way? Okay, well first, maybe Sonic just needs to rest his legs, okay? And second, Sonic is a really good dude, and he is all about sportsmanship, and if he's in a car, then he can actually give his friends a fair race and a fair challenge. Because if he ran on foot and everybody else was in a car, the race would be over instantly, and that's just not fair. So yeah, that's it for Sonic Drift. It's not horrible, I say it's like a 5 out of 10, pretty mediocre experience. There are better Sonic games, better racing games, and better Sonic racing games. Now aside from all this, I want to take a break from Sonic, and I'm going to focus on another series or marathon that I have planned for the summer. What is that? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. When I do come back to Sonic, we will be playing the greatest 2D platformer in the series, and maybe even one of the greatest 2D platformers ever made. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. So I'll see you all whenever that comes.